Trying to find a place I went wrong. I got a couple problems, but I'll make it alone. I can't write on my wrongs, but I can write them in songs.
What's up, everybody?
Welcome back to the cave.
So today's you take it away, sir.
You got it.
All right. On today's episode,
How was your day today?
I mean, it was pretty all right. No, I went house shopping, looking around.
Did you find anything?
I saw a Matchbox warehouse, but it was nice, updated, but I ain't want
Did you have a Matchbox yesterday?
it. I have a Matchbox now. Yes, a Matchbox apartment.
Do you own it?
Do I own it? No.
Something to consider.
I'm gonna pay that much money to rent a Matchbox. We can own a Matchbox.
I mean, yeah, get what you want.
Exactly.
Not bad.
How was your day?
Mine was cool. Let me tell y'all. Grad school has been kicking me deep in my rear end. So I be tired, y'all. But I got some rest today. So I've been feeling pretty good. It's been a good day. Now I'm here with y'all. We talking, we kicking it. I like it. You know what I'm saying? It's been a good day.
Yeah, starting out grad school is gonna take you with no lose, and after a while it starts to lose.
That's encouraging. I guess.
Because it's still gonna take it about you. Either way.
I guess that's as encouraging as it's gonna get.
But anyways, so yeah, y'all. Today's episode, we're gonna talk a lot more about hurt, what that look like, how that is, the different kinds of hurt that that may take place, stuff like that. So Jared,
Who hurt you? You okay?
a lot of people hurt me.
You sure?
A lot of people. I'm all right. I mean, it took a minute, but with therapy and like the Lord telling me like you shouldn't care about that. It really was me telling me, I don't care about that crap no more. So, truly, like I had to understand like everything is really not that deep.
No,
Everything is not that deep. Everything ain't about you, and like sometimes it's not personal. That's how I had to look at it because I'm a very sensitive person.
Yeah.
Very sensitive person.
But I think most men are underneath all that. Underneath all the layers, we're sensitive people just like women are.
Absolutely.
It just don't look like it.
It just don't look like it. Oh yeah, this one person came around for sure. But anyways, so Jared, tell me, excuse me, I'm with the purpose and stuff. Excuse me, Jesus, Lord. All right.
He just ate good, y'all.
I really did, y'all. We were here at the benches again.
All right, shout out the Vintage for letting us
Man.
keep using y'all stuff.
And barbecue chicken panini, bust.
Top tier.
Top tier. Okay, but no, as I was saying though, in reference to hurt, can you describe what hurt is? Just generally.
Generally, hurt is just pain.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's physical, whether it's emotional, or whether it's you know what I'm saying? Like there of course there are deeper levels of hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's you hitting your little toe on the bed frame,
Man.
or somebody breaking your heart. You know what I'm saying? Hurt is just any form of pain.
Okay. I definitely agree. Hurt is something. I say can be a little something that grows over time. Like it can hurt a little, like it can hurt real bad at that point or whatever. But it's like when you neglect the hurt or whatever that happened or whatever. It's like the more time goes on, it starts to hurt a little more because you never got to speak about it, you never got to let it go, you never got to explore that hurt. So after a while, it starts to hurt more and bleed over to other situations. Like for example, somebody hurt my feelings and said that I was ugly. Oh my God, I'm ugly. Tears. Okay. so now, it's kind of just like now in life, I never really unpacked or said anything about this. So now, first of all, nobody ever called me ugly. Just saying. Well, some people probably think I'm ugly, but hey, they don't say it. So but like I'm saying, like I may take that hurt and I go around carry myself like, oh, I'm ugly. And somebody look at me a certain way like, oh, they might think I'm ugly too. Then that hurt can really cause you to like view things differently. Yeah. And perceive things differently. It's like that.
I like that. I think it's interesting that you said hurt can be something over time. Because I think as children, things happen to us, or just like even in the early part of our lives, that happen to us that we carry during several different seasons, and then you grow up with this insecurity or this thought process, this ideology about who you are as a person from what somebody told you or did to you years prior.
That's true.
And it shapes the way that you think. Because you hurt.
It's definitely how it happens.
Yeah.
So
I'm guilty.
I think we're all guilty of that.
Pretty much.
Truly. I'm still burning Jesus. Okay, so now different kinds of hurt. Like you said, there's levels.
Right.
Levels. And before we can talk about how to handle their hurt and all different aspects of it, we can talk about the different levels of hurt.
Right.
So, give me one level of hurt.
Cultural hurt. And when I say cultural hurt, I mean in the sense of like right in your own backyard. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give you a really good example. I've had my black card revoked more times than I can count for the dumbest of reasons. So, for example, I was a weird kid growing up. Like how everybody watched the black movies. Like, I'm gonna blow your mind. I didn't see Baby Boy till I was an adult. A lot of those movies I didn't see till much later in life because I wasn't interested in that as a kid. And like the people in my house, they was watching westerns all the time.
Yeah.
Wasn't no black people on the westerns. So, but like I just was different. I didn't really like watching that kind of stuff. And so growing up, people used to tell me, "Oh, you're not black for real." You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm Negro just like you, Negro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just as black as you are. And like it just be like small stuff like I ain't never eat chitlins growing up. I didn't watch a lot of the stuff. A lot of the music that was popular growing up that are like your black classics and stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like it because I'm a connoisseur of music. That wasn't my favorite stuff. You know what I'm saying? I was 5-6 years old listening to smooth jazz. You know what I'm saying? Sort of stuff like that. And so it always made me feel less than within the black community, within my own culture, because I was different.
Okay, I feel that. And then and with that cultural hurt, they wonder why these black men or these black girls out here, they be like, oh, they date these white men or these white girls and this and that. First of all, find love where we want to find love, alright? Simple as that. But like but then you wonder why they go looking outside of their race for, love and acceptance, because the people, they're not gonna sit up here and be like, oh, you're not black enough or this and this and that. Like, who has time to live with stuff like that?
Literally.
You know what I mean? So like I think that culture hurt can translate into them like really just like not wanting anything to do with their own race.
Right.
Most of the times.
And that's so accurate because like it took me well into adulthood to get comfortable with who I was for real and realize that I can like Beethoven, Boosie, Lecrae, and Stevie Wonder all at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Or I could like Frank Sinatra better than I like Nat King Cole, which I don't. But I'm just saying, like, you can't tell me I'm not black enough anymore. You know what I'm saying? But that was something I had to grow to. And then, for speaking properly, people are like, oh, you always sound white. And I'd be like, how do I sound white?
Because we use proper vernacular.
Right. So yeah, cultural hurt is definitely major. It's a major thing that happens every day, or even colorism. For the color, you know what I'm saying? Black people will act as if lighter skinned people are better than the darker skinned people. Or to flip it, they act like the lighter skinned people are weaker than the dark skinned people. And I know this is a little bit off topic, but it's very much a thing to assume that light skinned men or lighter skinned men aren't as strong, can't work as hard, and are weaker and softer than the darker skinned men.
That is true. That's very, very true.
That's a natural ideal that people have within the black community that causes hurt on young, you know what I'm saying? Especially as a young impressionable kid, you telling him, oh, because he's dark skinned, he's supposed to act this way. Oh, because he's light skinned, he's supposed to act this way.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially since, growing up, you was always the high yellow boy.
Right.
So,
I couldn't help but embrace it.
You can't help what you're for.
Literally.
Okay, yeah, that's a really, really good one. Yeah, colorism is another huge cultural hurt, and a lot of the times people be like, oh, it's other people that talks about this, it's causing that upon our race. No, it's a lot of black people ourselves talking about that stuff. So, okay, that's good. I like that.
So what about you? What are you? What's a type of hurt that you want to talk about?
Now you said cultural hurt, but stuff outside of culture, most societal hurt.
That's good. That's big.
Society can cause a lot of hurt, and I say that like, for example, how society can reject you, how they may place stereotypes on you, how society may try to blow up things you've done in the past to dictate who you are right now in the present. Social media, just like, what you call that, cancel culture, all those type of things. Society hurt. Like, those different kinds of hurts can really, really, like, cause you to, like, have anxiety or not even necessarily trust people or not even want to put yourself out there anymore.
Right.
because of how much they rejected you and, you know, like made you feel less than, ridiculed you, or even just invaded your privacy. Sometimes invasion of privacy from society can be hurt in itself. Now all of a sudden you closed off, you want to let people in, and you know, like, oh no, I can't tell you anything that's going on with me now, you know. So like, yeah, society, I think they play a huge role, you know, a lot of the times when it comes to how they how people perceive themselves, because of what they say, because of what they put out there, how they paint it. And then on top of that, people nowadays, they'll eat up whatever society's saying.
Facts.
You know, and they use that to paint they conclusions, and, you know, just view you this type of way and all kinds of things. Because there's been plenty of times, like for example, that what's the name? Jonathan Major's situation. You know, society was like, oh, you know, he don't want to use it, this, that, whatever. You know, without having all of the facts. And then once all the facts came out, a lot of them saying, I knew he was innocent. Not the same people saying, throw him to the wolves and all those other things. Yeah. You know, but now this man's whole, you know, career may be ruined and things like that because
it's over.
Yeah. I mean, his whole career was ruined, and, you know, his image and everything, because of how society was so quick to just, you know, judge and just like throw stones and stuff as if they any better.
Right. Just cause
your stuff's not out there all on the internet. I mean, you know better. And I'm speaking from experience. Go ahead.
You wanna unpack that?
No, absolutely not. Go ahead.
That's facts though. Cause like people will throw you away so quick. And I think that's and this is like a really low level. I don't even want to compare myself to Jonathan Major, right? Cause his acting career was up here. Okay, dude got chops. Let's start
absolutely
there.
Right.
But like on a very low level, when I was drum major, I saw how fickle people were really quickly. Cause like, you get out there and you do what they want you to do, it's, oh my gosh, you can run viral. You know, like, and I kid you not, there were certain things that I posted, they doing numbers. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always in people's mouths. People always reach out to me, this kind of, but the minute you do something they don't like, other people be done with you.
Oh, they done.
They be done.
Absolutely.
And then you sitting there looking like, look, y'all just on me yesterday? You know what I'm saying? And now I'm out here by myself with who supports me, you know what I'm saying? But like, or like those same people, and that stuff hurts because then you sitting up looking like, I thought they really loved me.
Yeah.
Them people did not care about you.
Never did.
They didn't. They cared about what you could give them.
Or what you could do for them.
Right.
You put on a show for them. You know, it's always, you know, what can you do for me? And that's what I hate, how society, even though this is like a little bit of a rabbit hole here, that's why I hate how society is more so in that, what can you do for me thing nowadays, rather than, you know, just like, they always want something rather than to give.
Right.
You know, and that's our problem now. But anyways. Anyways, so give us a, because I know there's more.
Oh, there's a million one types of hurt. I think one that you definitely have to go is family hurt. Because family can hurt you in ways that nobody else can.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Family will have you. You ever seen the videos? It'd be like the memes when you be crying sliding down the wall. Family can have you hurt like that. You sliding down that wall.
I slid down a couple shot bathroom walls.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? But family hurt is major though, because sometimes, and I think I'm gonna take it from a different angle. One of the biggest types of family hurt is people not being who you expected them to be.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And then there's always the question of, was it their fault or your fault? Because maybe your expectations were too high, or maybe they just suck and they just couldn't do no better. You know what I'm saying? Family could definitely hurt you, like parents could hurt you, physically and emotionally. You know, especially in black households, mental health is not a thing. It doesn't exist.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? So the issues that you really have and that you're really facing, nobody's taking the time out to actually hear you and to see you and to validate you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of different ways that family can hurt you. But like I said, they could just be a crap family.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, truthfully.
Sometimes it's that simple.
Sometimes, like, I mean, people be like, you know, blood is thicker than water. But sometimes, man, look, take the water. Because, like, sometimes blood don't have your back. Because I know some people who truly have to, like, just leave their family alone completely because they were no good for them.
Yeah.
You know, that's why family hurt can cause a lot of people to lean towards their chosen family. Their chosen family could be their friends or just whatever community that they found themselves into that they can lean on and depend on a lot more. You know, but another aspect of family hurt can be when family doesn't support you. when they don't support you in like your dreams and what you got going on, or just anything, you know. A lot of the times, like you think your biggest support is supposed to be, you know, come from home, your family. They're supposed to have your back with all kinds of things, but then they might be the main ones that throw you to the wolves, or the main ones that just truly don't truly have the most criticisms and like stones to throw at you in reference to what you're doing. They are saying like, oh, you're not gonna be good enough. I was watching something the other day on the on Instagram. It was Nectar. It's real good. I like them. Jason showed us that. But like it was and this girl was talking about how when she was growing up, her mom told her she wants to be an actor, but her mom told her that she's not gonna be no actor. She's not gonna do anything with that. She said so she completely let that dream go because of the stuff her mom said. And she was little, and she said she just started back into it now that she's older. She's in her 30s. Problem. Exactly. So like family hurt can be something different.
Right.
Like and truly, and it can even make you not even want a family of your own nowadays. Because some people would think like, oh, I don't want to have a kid because I don't want to inflict that same pain upon them.
Right.
Unconsciously, like, but that's not how it goes, you know, because you know how that stuff happened, you know, you should want to, and you would want to do things differently, but sometimes they think that they'll fall nature, they're creatures of habit, and just, you know, do what their parents did, and that's not necessarily true.
I think that's good too, because like, it's not always malicious with family hurt, because sometimes the narrow-mindedness of the past generation can kill the seed of this generation.
Come on now, you better.
And it'll be a situation where it's like,
y'all. Like,
I'm not finna preach.
I'm just saying that sounds like a good word to me.
but realistically though, because they've never seen something, they think that it does not exist.
Exactly.
So it's like, okay, well, I want to be an actor. Everybody in their family might be plumbers, or they might be real regular. They might work regular jobs. They've never seen anything to that extent. And they don't know, you know, the capabilities of that, but they know, okay, well, this plumbing put money on the table. You're not going to be no actor. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes it's just that narrow-mindedness and the, I guess you could just say, you know, that closed-mindedness is probably a better way to say it. Absolutely. Like even when kids want to go off to college, they're like, nah, you need to stay right here and go to trade school, or you need to go to the school up the street. But that kid might want to go to Juilliard and learn to be a master musician. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not always malicious, but it still hurts though.
Exactly. So like, yeah, that family hurt. Sometimes that's the first hurt you ever experienced.
Right. It typically is. That's the sad part.
That's the sad part.
You know, family can hurt you in ways that nobody else can.
Exactly. And then they'll disguise it as, I just want better for you, or it's because I love you, or it's because I know what's best. What the hell?
But sometimes it really is that.
Sometimes it is that.
Pure intentions, but misguided.
And I know there's also a lot of times where it's not pure intentions either. They just say that to be manipulative.
Right.
So it's always you always got to be able to tell the difference. But you always know, when even outside of that, you know how they love on you, how they treat you. Yeah.
Like I said, some people just got a crap family.
Yeah.
You do what you can with what you got.
I thank God for mine.
Right. Me too.
Okay.
That's all about friends.
Oh, we got to talk about friends, Jesus.
Friends are an extension of family.
Friends are an extension of family. Friends are your chosen family.
Right.
You know, in talking about friend hurt, yeah, were there any times I might have hurt you?
Many times. Let me know inside.
Okay, Jared.
I'm just messing.
No, that's more than likely true. That's definitely true.
Y'all, we didn't hurt each other so many times. Maliciously, not maliciously, unintentionally, intentionally. Crazy.
Yeah, it's a blessing you're still here.
Yeah.
It's a blessing we ain't knuckle up. Tell you.
Facts. But shoot, times we hurt each other, I think I would have to go back to, this was college, spring, freshman year. And it's funny because I didn't tell you till years later. So we had just finished Crabby, all right? We marched in the band. We've had that conversation already. So we had just finished Crabby. So we have like 50 new friends to pull from. And, you know, coming from a high school friendship, relationship, whatever, you think that, okay, I'm finna stick with the same little group, and it's gonna be us versus the world, right? It's not always the case. People are allowed to go outside of that and to branch their rings, right? I couldn't take it. Couldn't take it. I was like, you over there hanging with who? With these people? And so on my end, which is crazy because I didn't come to you in the time, so I was mad at you for no reason. Well, I didn't say no reason.
I didn't even know.
And that's the crazy part. Anyway, so I'm over there mad, you know, like on the cartoons when you got steam coming out your ears when you be so mad. And I was hurt by that because I felt like, okay, well, he's throwing me away. He's trading me in for these other people over here. And I was hurt. Which we settled that years later.
Yeah, years later.
Which is problematic.
Yeah, I didn't even realize that. I was just like, you know, I stayed on campus, you stayed off campus. So I was like, they right here. Let's get into some stuff.
Right. And I ain't never had no gas money anyway. So.
Yeah, because I ain't had no cars either to ride everywhere. Ooh, shout out to everybody who gave me rides, y'all. I really appreciate y'all.
What's the time I heard you?
Should I do the thing too?
You can.
Okay, yeah.
You're gonna need several hands. You need mine. You're gonna need some hands.
So I mean, I guess mine would more so be, and it's funny now, y'all, cause I had wrote this like 11-page journal entry about it too, and I let you.
11 pages is wild.
I mean, look, I had a lot to say because I didn't say nothing in the moment. Cause I felt like, okay, anyways, so like it was so my friends called themselves an intervention for me because that was a hard person to talk to. I was look, okay. I'm not gonna say that it wasn't necessary. I would definitely say that, you know, it probably needed to be, you know, a little more structured or just better than what it was.
It should have not been a thing.
It shouldn't have gave it.
It should have been a conversation.
A conversation, yeah. That's what it was. But yeah,
that's on us.
Yeah, they all, you know, we all sat down at the table, they talking to me, and it's like, it just really felt like they were just sitting there judging me and, you know, just saying this and saying that or whatever. I'm just like, okay, so what the real problem is? You just not like me? Do you hate me? You need to change or something? Like, what's going on? Like, it really was that. And I wrote, like I said, 11-page journal entry about it. And like I pulled that thing about from his hiding place like recently, and I read that thing. I was like, wow, I was buku hurt back then. And so so I let them read it. Well, you know, 2 out of 3 of them read it. And man, we cackled. Okay, we cackled. That was funny.
We was riding the medallion that day. 2 hours of laughter. 2 hours.
Man, it was interesting, but yeah, I was hurt, and I didn't necessarily say anything because I was like, you know, because one of the things they said was like I was a hard person to talk to, like, and so like I was like, if I would have said something in that moment, I would have gave, you know, in defense and like kind of just like in denial, and I didn't want to do that, so I just took what they said, you know, and wrote it down in my journal and went on, and I just carried that hurt with me, and that hurted me, you know, in many different ways, but like I said, we talked about it after a while, after some years,
Yeah.
you know, and. Yeah, you know, now it's all good. It's all good. It's all good, man. Is there anything else?
I mean, there's a million and one ways.
Probably give him one more.
Yeah. I probably would. What would you?
I'm about to say, I know the last one. Let's say this is more so a mutual one.
Okay.
That last argument that we had.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that last falling out. We didn't talk to each other for a month. I could have sworn it was 2 weeks.
Nah.
But
I was counting the days. Because so much stuff was happening in that time period. I was like, man, let me call Mark. Nah, forget him. I ain't calling him.
I was doing the same thing. I was like, oh, this is funny. This is nice.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk about was heated.
Talk about dramatic.
And very dramatic.
But
very.
But yeah.
We was too grown and too old to be acting like that.
Entirely too old. But yeah, we both said some things. Well, actually, I misunderstood what you're saying. And then, you know,
it just spiraled.
It just spiraled from there. It was like, you know what? I had to say this to you.
Right.
We just didn't talk.
Saying reckless stuff.
Yeah.
Unnecessary stuff.
Yeah. But I can honestly say that was the last argument we had.
Facts.
I pray. I mean, we might have some more. Of course, it's life.
I mean, yeah.
But hopefully,
they won't be to that extent.
No.
That was. But we also had underlying issues at that time.
We did.
From other hurts that we didn't talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Like some of the ones we just mentioned, we talked about after that one.
Exactly.
So it was a culmination of multiple things.
Exactly. So that's why it's always important to tell your friends or your family, if you care about your family,
Right. Yeah.
You know, or the people that hurt you, that you hurt them. Because if they don't know, then they're going to continue to hurt you.
Right.
I mean, nobody can fix what they don't know. We're not Professor X. That's my favorite thing to say. I don't read minds, and I'm not about to start. So, you know, like tell them they hurt you. Like, yeah, you hurt me. I didn't like this. This happened. That happened. You know. And so with your friends, like, they can hurt you in different ways. Like, maybe you might feel thrown away. You might feel like, you know, judged. You might feel like they didn't make you feel included. You might feel like they don't consider your feelings. It's plenty different hurt things as far as friendships can hurt. You can also be hurt that friends don't show up for you the way that you think they should. You know, because that happened recently. I'm just saying, very recently. You know, that really hurt my heart. Like I almost shed a tear. Almost. But I ain't shed one. I was like, I'm not doing that crap. but yeah, like when they don't show up for you the way that you think they think that they would, you know, because it's like you expect them to have your back, you know, and to stand 10 toes down behind you, especially if it's something that, you know, you already, you know, talked about, or, you know, they already understood beforehand or whatever, and they just, you know, completely throw you to the side. It's like kind of blindsides you or whatever. So like stuff like that can hurt, you know, but like, you know, that's a whole lot about that.
I think you segueing us to a nice place though, because then I guess I would have to ask the question, well, how do you respond to her? How do you handle it?
Well, people deal with her differently. Some people could, you know, retract. Some people could lash out, or they could just straight up like close themselves off completely. And I know there's many different ways you respond to hurt: fighting, cussing mine, but you know, all kinds of things. but the way that you should respond to hurt is more so kind of like, you know, if it's not something you want to address right then and there, and step back and reflect on it.
Yeah.
What happened that hurt me? Why did it hurt? Okay, if I talk to them about this, would something change? Should it be something that they know that they hurt me by? You know, it did. Excuse me, still burping. Or, and then come back to them and talk about it. Like, hey, so this hurt me like this. I mean, you should always have the conversation. Excuse me. About hurt. If it's somebody that you really care about, or somebody you want to keep in your life, you know, or you feel like it's somebody that, you know, that you cherish or whatever, you should definitely have those conversations. Like, okay, I feel like, you know, you hurt me when you did this, you know, and it may not have been intentional, but this is how I felt, and this is why it hurt me, and I would really appreciate if we need to change something. I don't want that to continue.
Yeah.
Or, you know, or sometimes like somebody might need space while they hurt in a moment. They may be like, hey, look, you hurt me. I might not have meant to, what you did. I just need some space right now so I can get it together. Give them that, you know. You gotta respect that. Even if you are the person that hurt them, like respect their space, respect how they choose to respond, and just like come back to it if need be. If y'all can just right then and there, come back to it. You know, that's the best way to do it. Like you have to be open and willing to like change things and like understand the other side and understand that this is not about you. Right. This is about them, how they're hurt, you know, and how you hurt them. So like you gotta accept your role that you play.
Yeah, that's fact. So now I have to ask you, what is your method of dealing with it? Or how do you initially respond to her, and then how do you turn around and handle it?
I try my best not to get defensive. I always have to.
I want initial reaction.
I always mentally in the moment. I always tell myself, don't get defensive. Don't get defensive. How you respond, they might think you just straight up defensive and not listening to them. You are. Okay, cool. So in the moment, I'll be like, okay, cool, I got you. All right, thank you. And I might not say nothing, you know, initially. You know, I might go back, journal it out like I did on 11 pages.
Shorter than 11 pages, right?
And then, you know, come back and talk about it. Or it just depends. It depends on the setting for me. If we're like in a public setting, I'm not gonna say nothing because it's not about to be no heated argument or no deep conversation happening like that in the public setting. But if it's just me, you're gonna be like, you know, I just really, you know, I didn't necessarily take it that way. You know, I won't say that hurt, but I'll let you know like I ain't like that.
Yeah.
You know. But initially, more so, I'll probably just like not say something in the moment and come back and talk about it later. They'd be like, I didn't like the way you talked about it. Because like in the moment, I'm kind of still processing that hurt in the moment. Right. So I need some time afterwards. What about you, sir?
I think that's very mature. I'm not as mature. I'm very defensive. Very, very, very defensive. But I'm working on it. So that's the area, because I don't know, I think I've spent so much time, not so much in recent years, but in the past, I let people, you know, I almost let you get away with anything.
Same.
You know what I'm saying? To where it's like, you know what? I'm not even finna engage in that. I'm not finna let you make me mad type deal. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that was the noble route. But then when mad day comes. Mad day comes. And then you lashing out on people. So now it's like I've kind of developed like this defense mechanism to where now it's like, oh, I'm finna defend myself before you can attack me. You know what I'm saying? And which is not healthy.
Yeah. I
Right.
get it. Yeah, because that's how it was. That's why I have to intentionally now tell myself, let's not
Right.
get defensive.
Right, and I'm working on that, not being defensive. I'm not very good at it, but I'm working on not being defensive. But I think when I'm hurt, it depends. If I'm confronted with the hurt, I get defensive. If I'm not confronted with the hurt, I have a bad habit of retreating. Because I'm like, you know what? You hurt me, I don't trust you. You stay over there.
Yeah, that's
And never shall the two be. You know what I'm saying? And not on like no bad blood type of thing. Not on no like, oh, it's on sight when I see you. It's just like, I can't trust you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I gotta keep you over here. I gotta keep you in front of me so I can see you at all times.
Yeah.
I can't let you get too close to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I used to tell people jokingly when they're like, why you don't like nobody hugging you? I used to say, I don't like you hugging me because now you can get too close to me. You might see that I'm damaged, right? And so that's kind of how I am when people hurt me. Just a little bit. But that's kind of how I am when people hurt me. I gotta keep you at arm's distance. But now that I'm growing and maturing, you know what I'm saying? I was a seed last year. I'm still a seed, but I'm a watered seed now.
Come on now.
I'm growing very slow,
Come on.
but I'm growing. You know what I'm saying? So now I try to not be defensive, or if I am defensive, I'll try and come back and think rationally and like, you know what? Let's talk about it. Let's sit down and let's talk about it. You know?
Exactly.
And I think our conversation and that agreement that we made about like, you know what? If we feel some type of way about something, say something. That's been helping me a lot. Now sometimes I say too much, but I think that's been helping me a lot. Because I think you gotta say things with wisdom.
Absolutely.
If you don't know exactly how you feel, you might need to wait till you finish processing that.
I mean, yeah,
You
true,
know what I'm
true,
saying?
absolutely.
Yeah.
But you know, but I always understand what you mean though, because it's like
Well, I mean, yeah.
filling the gaps.
Yeah, I mean, we there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I think that's definitely how I respond. And I have to consciously not, because you know me, I'll check out and you won't know what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling, where I'm at mentally.
Man, I'm telling you, that boy face is dead. Okay.
I'd be done mentally. Like, you'll never get back in. But,
Yep. That's all you gonna get. Yep. Okay.
pretty much. But I'm trying to do that no more.
You gonna get that? Okay, I hear you.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear nothing else. I ain't trying to hear nothing else. You know?
Oh, man.
And sometimes, now there are some times when I've heard people and they'll tell me something, I'm like, I hear you. That means I really don't have anything else to say.
Yeah.
I'm just processing. I'm just listening. You know what I'm saying? Because then there's another situation too, which I had to learn with us. When you hurt people, it's kind of like you were saying, you have to just see the part that you play.
Yeah.
Don't try to defend yourself. Don't try to say, well, this was my thought process. Sometimes you have to look and say, you know what? I see what I did to you. So yeah.
Exactly. You know, and even in that situation, like you say, accept the role you play. You know, sometimes you may have to, identify that role.
Right.
You know, and so you'll be like, okay, yeah. So I made you feel that way. My bad. I really didn't try to. You know, I apologize. You know, I was just trying to make it like this, but I see it didn't come off that way. Cause honestly, that's different when you put it that way. Like, okay, yeah, my bad. I apologize. You know, I may have came off this way. I was trying to come off this way, but I see that I did, and I can change that and I do better. That's different versus saying, okay, I apologize, but I was just trying to do this and this and that.
Right.
Now it's just like, okay, so you get a little weak apology, and now you're trying to really sit up here and build your defense. We good.
Right.
Sell a place.
It looks like he is selling plates. Y'all trying to call the plate?
I don't know about out of a Walmart basket now.
Hey, some of the best food ever comes from the worst places. You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm going to a place where they selling soul food and like the floor ain't been swept, it's a little grease on the table, I know the food finna be good. And the lady cooking back there got that little fat jiggle under her arm. Oh, the plate is about to be stupid.
Jerry. Okay.
Continue.
I agree with that though. The gas station
You know the
food,
place-
gas station would be some of the best food. I ain't lying.
You'd be sleeping
But
on it.
okay. So it's two other aspects of hurt I want to cover, and that's romantic hurt and when you feel like you've been hurt by God.
Oh, that's good.
That's-
Which one you want to talk about? I feel like we got to do romantic first.
Absolutely, romantic first.
You gotta do romantic first.
Who they got? Please, you see that shit?
You see that, huh?
Y'all,
I might have to go
they
cop
pulling
for it.
baskets. Or they like, okay, never mind. Stay
We'll
focused.
see about that after.
Yeah, we'll see about that after. I don't want to start following people every day. What's going on?
Right. But if it's a turkey wing plate, I can't promise you that I won't get up and leave mid episode. We'll see about that.
But yeah, so romantic hurt. Sorry, y'all. Romantic hurt. Have you ever been hurt romantically? That's the question.
Is the sky blue?
That's the rest of the question.
Is your skin as black as mine?
Okay. Well, what are the different types of romantic hurt? Let's just talk about that.
Okay. I think romantic hurt is different ways. Sometimes there's just expectation of what you thought somebody was or what you thought they would be, and they turn out not to be that, and you end up hurt. And then there's a whole nother side when somebody actually do you something, you know what I'm saying, and they really break your heart.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most difficult one to get over, because when it's just your own expectations, you can deal with that internally. You know what I'm saying? The Lord can help you on that one. But when somebody break your heart, or you sliding down that wall for real now, and you got the silent cry going to where no sound coming out, that romantic hurt hit different, because now you put your all into something, you put your heart into something, and you got, you know, a pile of crap in return. So I think when it comes to romantic hurt, let me just tell y'all, I'm formerly a bitter person, very bitter.
I love how you said formerly.
Oh yeah, I ain't bitter no more. You know, I be smiling and stuff now, so that's a win. But I used to be very bitter. I ain't trust nobody, like at all, except this guy. But if you was a woman, don't get too close to me, because I know how you moving. I just had the assumption that you was here to play me. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I'm good on that. I had my time dabbling in the streets, didn't have no business there, which is what men typically do. That's typically how we respond to romantic hurt. One woman break our heart, and now we gotta go take it out on every woman in the world.
Yep.
Like, come on, be for real.
Yep. Every woman did it now.
Right. And everybody except your mom. That's where you draw a line at. She good.
Mama did it.
Right. Right. But yeah, like, I used to be really, really bitter, and I think that's the typical response to romantic hurt. But I think the best way to approach it now, and I had to come to this realization, was there's this Lecrae song. Don't make me lie to you, I don't know the name of it. I forgot, and I don't want to misquote it in case Lecrae ever sees this. You know, I don't want him to be offended. But he says, "Don't get bitter, get better. I'm working on switching those letters." And so I had to realize, oh yeah, Lecrae hard with the bars.
You know
You know what I'm saying? If you ever need a ghostwriter, hit me up. We can collab on some stuff.
Come on now.
But yeah, like you really have to focus on not letting yourself fall into that trap of bitterness. You know what I'm saying? Like Pastor say Sunday, that's like drinking poison and hoping you die. It don't make sense.
Drinking poison, hoping another person dies.
Right.
And there's a lot of what like that hurt can be sometimes. So I like that. I like that. I guess I'll have to add on to that. Some type of romantic hurt is when it's like you said with expectations though. It's kind of like when you feel like you can't talk to your partner. That can be some hurt sometimes. When your partner don't respond in the way that you expect them to respond, that can hurt. Whenever you feel like your partner doesn't support you in the ways you need to be supported, as if you ever told them to, but you didn't.
Right.
You know, when you feel like your partner just doesn't love you where you want to be loved, as if you ever told them and you didn't. You know, it's just like no. I'm talking about.
Okay.
No, I'm speaking about from things that I've seen.
Okay.
I'm about to say things I've seen in counsel. But like also when your romantic partner just you know changes up things. You know, you feel like offended, like why you feel the need to change things up? You've still been working this and that. You know, a lot of the times things change over time, and people don't realize that. You just like with your friendships, you have to redefine those relationships. You have to redefine your romantic relationships over time as well. Because sometimes the way I wanted to be loved last year, you know, I needed, you know, the constant reassurance and this and that. Now I don't need that. Now I just need some company. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know, so like you gotta know your love language. But like I said, but then again, I haven't, you know, no relationships in sixth grade. Sixth grade don't count, okay? And I will not count the situationship in college. I'd rather slip my wrist, okay? So yeah.
So let's not talk about that.
I would say it's been a minute, but I've seen it all over the place. But yes, romantic hurt it can really like cause a man to check out.
Yeah.
Midway through the relationship. And you wonder why things are different, why, you know, why he not talking, why this not happening, that is not happening, why nothing getting better, why he, you know, all the time, because sometimes you may have hurt him, and he's not gonna say that. Or he don't know how to say it, because then, a lot of the times, you know, men love to say, and like, this is like a really, over, what you call it thing? Oh, it's like an overarching thing that men have when they say that women, whenever you say something to them, they use it against you, or you just view you as weak, or whatever. So like, that's why it's always good to make sure that you have a romantic partner that you can actually be vulnerable with, that, you know, that you can talk through stuff with, you know, let them know. If you have a romantic partner that hurts you, you gotta let them know that they hurt you. If you don't let them know that, then like, and then it's like that foundation that you built for your relationship is cracked. It's gonna forever gonna be cracked. Once you build a house upon it, the house is gonna crumble, because now the foundation it has so many faulty lines in there that you didn't address. So like, your hurt can come in so many different ways, and it can really be like your romantic partner can have the best, you know, the best in mind. You know, like, oh, I just want to do something nice for you. I didn't think that crap was nice. You know, now my feelings hurt, but I'm gonna sit up here and say thank you, because just not to hurt their feelings. You know, but nah, let them know. Like, I appreciate that. That hurt. I don't like that. You know, so yeah, you got to. And some romantic partners are really just manipulative and horrible. So
right, yeah. Some people really like abuse you. You know what I'm saying? I like what you said though when you were saying like about the foundation. I think men are funny creatures in ways. I actually think when it comes to trust, we're more sensitive than women.
Oh, absolutely.
Because women,
completely,
they will get their heart broken, they'll heal from it, and then they can give other chances. Men, we're different. If we don't properly heal, which 95% of us do not know how to do.
98.
Yeah, probably 98. We'll be hurt by somebody, and then stay. But we'll never be there. Our heart's not there.
Heart's not there. Nope.
And that's a dangerous thing. That's a very, very dangerous thing. So you gotta find people that you can talk to. And as men, we have to do better jobs with communicating.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
And even if you decide to stay, and you love that woman to some extent, or whatever, let her know. It's never too late to say something.
No, it's never. Because whatever you don't fix is gonna come back up. You know what I'm saying? I heard somebody once say, using an analogy, like this rug that we're standing on right now, we're sitting on, it's like sweeping stuff up under the rug. At some point, you're not gonna be able to fit nothing else up under the rug. You know what I'm saying? And then you're forced to expose everything.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be a bad day when it all comes out. So it's like we as men have to do a better job of just communicating that stuff and guarding our hearts, but more importantly, repairing our hearts. You know what I'm saying? Just because one woman hurt you does not give you license to go mess up everybody in the world. Talking about that woman hurt me, now I gotta take it on myself to be the savior of the city boys. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's
savior of the city boys.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta, like, that's ridiculous. Like, I think we just have to be more mature about how we handle her, just in general. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Thank you.
So, thank you. I want to go back to that question you asked though about.
I'm sorry.
About being hurt by God. I think that's interesting. That's very interesting.
I really think that's very, very interesting. I'm sorry, that just tickled me.
They just brought us water.
Yeah, brought us water. Yeah.
Very nice.
Shout out to Noah, man.
Yeah, shout out.
Y'all let Vintage man
watch this.
And from Vintage giving Noah a good tip.
All right, facts.
Like, I ain't got no money to give him. But yeah, so like, hurt from God, man. Look, I really truly believe people have been hurt from God once in their life, or rather, they feel like, you know, their own expectations of what they felt like God should do, how God should react, and God should do things, whatever, has caused them to feel hurt from God. Because I know I have. I did it, especially when, you know, it's a little shameful to say though, but like, I was like, oh Lord, you know, I should, when I graduate, you know, Lord, I want to have this car, I want this and that, or whatever, and I'm trusting and believing you for it. And Lord was like, I never promised you none of that crap. I never said none of that. And I ain't getting none of it now, I'm sitting there hurt. You feel me? Like, and that may sound so childish, but simple things like that can cause you to feel hurt from God. Like you might feel like God didn't answer your prayers the way you thought He was going to answer them, or just didn't answer them at all in the time that you wanted them to be answered. Or you might feel like like you might not feel close to God. You might feel like, well, I be praying, I be doing this, I be doing that, I be doing this, and I should feel you more than I do, but I don't, and I'm hurt for that reason. And hurt, when you feel hurt by God, it can cause people to lose faith. Because I've seen it in some people. I ain't gonna name no name.
You can name my name.
No, I'm not gonna say that. But yeah, like
tell me off camera. I want to laugh too.
The same person, absolutely. Like I know for a fact that more than likely they have experienced some some hurt from God or whatever. I mean, I may feel like God abandoned them, rejected them, or it just wasn't there for them some type of way. So therefore, they just feel like, okay, now I don't believe in God anymore. Now I'm looking for the universe and stars, anything that would give me a feeling, give me answers, or give me something, because God ain't doing it for me no more. Right. So like that, a lot of the times, people who leave the faith, that's a lot of the times what it is. Right. Or they might find the truth in other things, whatever that may be. Oh yeah.
No, that's accurate. Mm-hmm. That's, to me, that's the only reason people leave the faith. Mm-hmm. Because either they're hurt by God, or because they can't manipulate him to do what He wants them to do. Now I'm not gonna go off on that, because that's a whole nother rabbit hole. But I will say being hurt by God is an interesting thing, because for a plant to grow, I'm not gonna preach. I'm not gonna do it. But for a plant to grow, you have to prune it. Mm-hmm. Pruning is hurting the plant.
I was about to say, please tell us what pruning is. People don't know what pruning means.
So pruning is when you take, they have a pair of shears that you would use, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's when the weeds and all the dead parts are on the plant, and you have to cut the imperfections to help it grow to its full potential, right? So if in our Christian walk God has to prune us, that means He has to hurt us in some areas. Mm-hmm. And hurt looks different, right? So hurt could be, you know what? I know you like this job, but I need to take it from you. Hurt could be, I know you've been trying to have this baby all these years, but you're not gonna have that. You're gonna lose it. Hurt could be, you're a child, and you're in the system. Mom and dad don't want you. You know what I'm saying? There are different levels of being hurt by God. But I think that's where you have to, that's why the Bible's so important, right?
Important.
Because you were saying with those expectations, a lot of what we think is truth is not.
It's not.
You know what I'm saying? The Lord never said, He never said, I'm going to give you life that you want. He did not say that. He didn't say, I'm going to make you the richest man on the planet. He didn't say that. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's when you have to go back to those fundamental truths that are in the Word. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you might not have a mom and you might not have a daddy, but the Bible says that the Lord sticks close to his brother. Mm-hmm. He's a mother to the motherless and a father to the fatherless. He didn't say I was going to give you both of your parents. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it's different ways to deal with that type of hurt. But I think most importantly, you got to be honest about it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? God can't heal what you don't give him. He can't heal what you hide. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. I like to use phrases that have the same letters in them, because it just sounds catchy. It's like a slogan. I see what the pastors are doing.
Like the alliteration?
Yeah, the alliteration. I see what they be doing now to get you. But seriously, being hurt by God is a major thing, because you'll blame God for what you do. A lot of times, like you said, those expectations are dangerous. I had so many expectations of like what I wanted my life to look like at 25. Let me tell y'all, it don't look nothing like nothing like that.
Do you hear me?
Okay, I'm not working where I was supposed to. I thought I was gonna be working. Okay. I ain't driving the car I thought I was gonna be driving.
I ain't making money. I'm gonna make.
Right. Definitely making the money.
I ain't got the wife I thought I was gonna have. I ain't got the kids. Well, the kids can wait, but I ain't got the wife. I ain't got no boo. Even if I had a wife, I ain't got no boo. I ain't do nothing, y'all. Nothing like I thought I was gonna have. Okay, that thing hurt a little bit.
And it hurts, but I think, you know, what I love is, you know, the word says that in life you will have trials and tribulations, but take heart because I have overcome the world. I love that. Oh, I'm not gonna.
So good.
I'm gonna hit it, then I'm gonna jump off it real quick.
You just have to go a little long like that. I did a little pack. Okay.
If you think about it, Jesus came and died for a reason. He had to experience pain. He had to be rejected by the people. He had to be hurt, right? But at the end of the day, something new was born out of that. Salvation and redemption came from that. So I think that when you're hurt by God, sometimes you have to just trust the process.
Yes.
No, I'm stopping.
That was good. That was straight to the point. And also, though, I think another aspect that can cause people to feel hurt and even rejection from God, which also translates to hurt, can be when they when two things. You either know God's heart. You know God's heart, and you expect that, okay, I know His promises. I know He's going to do these things for me, but it hasn't happened for me. So now I'm hurt. It might not be real. But also, when you don't know God's heart, when you expect things, that God never promised, God never said He's going to give, and things of that sort, and that, now you're hurt. Because even in all that stuff right there, like when you were saying, to be pruned, you got to experience hurt in this way, that type of way, I was like, in the mind of an unbeliever, they might be like, well, I don't want to serve a God like that.
Right. It sounds cruel.
He malicious. He cruel.
Mm-hmm.
What type of stuff is that? If you love some people, why would you hurt them like that?
Mm-hmm.
If you love people, why do you hurt them like that? You
Right.
feel me? It's like inevitable in life. It's like I love this quote from The Fault in Our Stars. I love it. I'll never forget it. It always says you don't have some say on if you get hurt in this world, but you do have some say in who hurt you.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that quote so much because I had to use that for myself. But like, because like hurt is inevitable, but like you really get to choose whether or not you allow somebody to hurt you the way that to the extent in which they do.
Mm-hmm.
So like in this scenario, like when you say stuff like that, like you have to prune you and do this and do that or whatever. If you read the Bible, you will understand how God's heart is towards us, how tender it is, how much He cares for us, how much He views us as His son, as His daughter. Because we even said we were gonna do an episode on how to be a son, and and pretty much this is God just pretty much telling you like if you're a son, how would you expect your father to take care of you? Do you feel like whenever you're hungry, your dad gonna be like, no, you can't have this? No, if you're hungry, He's gonna feed you. If you're crying, He's gonna comfort you. All those different things, and that's exactly how God is. But when they experience that hurt and that pruning and stuff like that, then they start to think, oh, He malicious God. Why would I want to serve somebody like that? But at the end of the day, though, like it's kind of the same thing with your actual father. Your actual father, will hurt you in some ways, or will allow you to go out there and experience things and get hurt. Because like I know as a parent, well, I don't know if parents watch this. Some other people do. Like as a parent, you might, in order to teach your child certain lessons, in order for them to grow, you have to let them go out there and experience that for themselves. And once they go and experience it for themselves, then they'll come back home hurt and torn up. And what they'll do, they gather you right back up. They'll love you back to where you need to be, and you'll be stronger going out there because now you know what you're facing. That's the exact same way God does it.
It's literally
exact
a
same
parent
way.
relationship.
Exactly.
And I like what you said, the food analogy that you just used, because I think our problem is, it's like, okay, I'm hungry, God. Give me some food. I want McDonald's. And he'd be like,
no, I'll take you
nah.
out.
Yeah, eat you some fruit, eat you some vegetables, eat you some rice and chicken. I'm trying to keep your back from getting big. You know what I'm saying? But we want McDonald's.
Exactly.
And now we feel played and our feelings is hurt. But it's like, this is what we actually need for us to grow and to get stronger, unless we want big backs.
You're kind of like growing up, you like, y'all want something to eat. Let's stop to get the McDonald's. We got food at the house.
Right. We got McDonald's at home.
We got food at the house.
You get home and eat the sandwich.
Exactly. But yeah, like that's a lot of what it looks like when God hurts you. But sometimes, and the only way to heal from that is to bring the hurt to God. Bring the hurt, just like if Jared hurt me, I'll bring the hurt to him. If my mom hurt me, I bring the hurt to her, tell him that they hurt me. Same thing with God. Bring it to God. God, I'm hurt. You ain't do what I thought you do, what I thought you was gonna do. You said this, but I'm experiencing this, and I just don't see no way about it. I feel like, and that's why I be talking. I be like, first after I get breakfast and everything, then I sit there and be like, Lord, I'm hurt.
Right.
I feel like this and that or whatever. I just lay it all out because He can handle it. And the Bible says, cast your cares upon Him because He cares for you.
That's good.
Because He cares for you. So like, cast your cares upon Him. Tell Him that you hurt me and this and that, and watch how He show up. Watch how He show up. Watch how He mends you. Watch how He comforts you. That's all I'm gonna say. That I felt that though, because I experienced hurt.
No, I feel that. And like,
yeah, that snatched me up every time.
I feel that. I feel like, maybe I'm doing too much. I don't know. But I feel like we're both hurting in the same way from the same people right now.
Absolutely.
And I feel like we should talk about it real quick. And maybe we can do an episode on it later. But I feel like we should address it.
Okay, let's do it.
So long story short, y'all. We did not start fraternity. A month ago, maybe 2 months ago.
It was last month.
Yeah, that. And so we're both experiencing hurt, but those people are also experiencing hurt too.
Yeah.
Because we've hurt them by, from their perspective, throwing away the bond, throwing away the relationship, throwing away the brotherhood, and all these things that we worked for. And on our end, they've thrown us away completely.
Exactly.
How do you feel about that?
I feel like, okay, at first I was just like, you know, my initial thought was like, we've had bonds before this.
Right.
We've had bonds since, you know, well, one particular, since 2017. Spending all our time together, you know, doing all kinds of things, this and that or whatever. And so I'm just like, so after all this, just because I walked away from something, all of a sudden you just completely don't want to do with me. That's how I felt. That was my hurt. You know, I was just completely hurt by that. It's like, okay, so now, you know, I'm like, oh, you know what? Something happened. Let me go talk to the phone down. Put the phone down. You know, kind of like that. You know, because I'm just like, you know, because if you don't want to do with me, I'm not going to sit up here and try to force myself. You know, try to, you know, force yourself into your life. You know, and like, you know, it just hurt. And on top of that, you know, like with the other ones, you know, you talk to them a lot. You know, you just want to talk about things, just do things and stuff of that sort. But I feel like, you know, like you threw me away because, you know, because of something that, you know. Now I didn't necessarily have a conversation. You had a conversation with them and let them know why. You know, and even me to an extent, I had a conversation with one of them as to why. You know. And like y'all understood, you know, but at the end of the day, it's kind of just like, so if you understood and you know my why, you know, then why still throw me away? Now on their end, I understand like they feel rejected.
Right.
You know, they feel hurt. Like, okay, you threw the bond away. Like you're supposed to be brothers and this and that, you know, and you know, all kinds of things like that. Like, you know, and it's kind of just like, you know, all everything we went through together. You know, the songs that we sang together. It's like the harmony. There's no more harmony anymore amongst them, and I understand that. You know, and I apologize for that. But at the end of the day, like, I'm not sorry for what I did, because like the Lord told me to walk my black behind away like a whole year and some change ago, and I didn't want to do it because I was holding on to the bond that we had with them, because I completely, you know, loved them so much. And then the Lord had, you know, He gave me a dream, and it was some Bible verses, you know, and this was right before I, you know, I stepped down, and in the dream, you know, I heard someone tell me, I was looking at the Bible, it says read Psalm chapter 1, but on there I saw 1 through 10, you know, so I read chapter 1, but like didn't stop at verse 10, something like verse 8, 7, like that. So I was like, okay, maybe we're gonna read chapter 1 through 10, but it was pretty much saying like, you know, the Lord pretty much saying, who you love more, them or me? Who you gonna choose, them or me? You know, and so that verse is pretty much saying like, you know, those who walk with the wicked, you know, will know destruction. But those who, you know, walk with me, or I forgot exactly how it is. I don't want to misquote, but like, go read it. It's nice. Psalm chapter 1 through 10, and that's what really helped me make my decision and really walk away. And even though it was an easy decision to make, it wasn't easy. It wasn't easy to do. It was hard. It still hurt. Like, I actually shed some tears.
No, same.
Like, I shed tears.
Same. Yeah. I think that's good, you know, because I feel like we haven't really just had the opportunity to sit and really talk about it and talk about, like, you know, we've had a small conversation on the side. Yeah. But I think this is the perfect episode and of course we can get deeper into that at another time.
Yeah, another time.
But no, I definitely agree, and I share your sentiments, you know, and I'd also apologize. Like, I'm sorry that I hurt you, right?
Yeah.
100%. You know what I'm saying? I'm sorry that you feel the way you feel. Your feelings are very much valid. But so are mine, right? And my life is not in your hands, so I can't make decisions based on that. I stand on 10 behind anything, right? But that don't mean that we're not still hurting, though.
Exactly.
And that we're not still grieving.
Okay. Because the other day I found myself singing on the song. I was like, oh, Marky, let's bring it back. You know, because it's just like, it's something that's ingrained. And even just aside from, the ones we're talking about, like, you know, the whole organization as a whole, you know, I built bonds with a lot of people in there, you know. I love every last one of them, and that's the same thing I said when I walked away. I was like, you know, I love every last one of y'all more than y'all know.
Right. So much more
than y'all know. I appreciate y'all. Y'all taught me a lot of different aspects of being a man, being 10 toes down on things like that or whatever. But it's just like, which is why I hope you understand this decision.
Right.
But yeah, you know,
that's facts. You know, I think we different. You praying on my downfall, I'm praying on your come up.
Exactly. Not be praying for them.
Always. I'm getting my knees ashy for y'all. You know
exactly.
That Nivea lotion getting this work in with y'all. But I think, you know, and especially because we've definitely gone over time, I think it's most important that we close out with the most important part of the hurting process is the healing process.
Exactly.
And I feel like when you experience that hurt, it's important to talk about how you respond to it. It's important to talk about how you handle it. But most importantly, it's about how you begin to heal from it, right? Mm-hmm. And so I'm gonna ask you, in real time, completely off script, how are you healing from that situation?
Miss Ivy helped me a lot with that.
It's my godmother.
Shout out to Miss Ivy. Bless her. And I would have to go back to what she had sent me. I think it was some of the Corinthians. It was a Bible verse she gave me about, you know, how you know, sometimes you have to be you know, set apart from those things. And she was like, you know, a lot of the times, you know, you may be experiencing this thing because God is you be set apart from him because he knows that your heart is weak in that moment. And I was like, you know, my heart is weak. You know, I love dudes. You know, so yeah, so like that kind of helped me just reading that Bible verse and just like really just understanding like they hurt too,
right?
And like they hurt, yeah, true. But at the end of the day, them being hurt, is that gonna change the decision? And it's not. So that's why I'm just like I just gotta deal with it, you know, just deal with it. And even though I'm upset about those bonds and things like that, I still want to hit them up and be like, so what's up? Let's talk. What's going on? Right. You know, but they won't even respond. Just saying. You know. I'm not trying because you done tried and they ain't respond to you. You know, I'm not gonna do it because the moment you don't respond, I'm sending another message cussing you out. You know,
let's
like
not do that.
Exactly. And I don't want to do that because I know how I am. Like,
right.
So yeah, but it's really just me just, you know, just taking it for what it is. Like it is what it is.
I feel that. I think I can honestly say I don't know if I began healing in that process. I'm really not sure because I haven't actively done anything to be like, oh, let me sit and write about it. You know, I probably should pray about it more than I do. You know what I'm saying?
It's kind of like you're just a little too hurt to pray about it.
Yeah, it's a little too soon right now. But I will say that I have hope in, you know, the fact that when something dies, something else has to be born. And so I'm gonna close out with this one scripture right quick.
Come on.
It's from John 16, right? And so it's 16:21. It says, a woman giving birth to a child has pain because her time has come. But when her baby is born, she forgets the anguish because of her joy that a child is born into the world. So with you, now is your time of grief, but I will see you again and you will rejoice, and no one will take away your joy. And so that's kind of, I really wanted to use that for something else.
That's
I feel like it speaks to this situation right
now.
That's real
good.
You know, sometimes you have to go through things and just let it die.
Yeah.
And be hurt. You know what I'm saying? But what I like about it is that it has hope at the end of it, because it says you will grieve, but your grief will turn into joy. So to people who are out there hurting right now, who have been hurt by various situations, let that grief turn into joy. Make sure that you get better, not bitter.
That's that. I got nothing to say of that, yeah.
I got nothing to say either.
Yeah. Like praying for y'all, man.
Absolutely.
So peace out. See you next episode.
Trying to find a place I went wrong. I got a couple problems, but I'll make it alone. I can't right on my wrongs, but I can write them in songs.